This week on Vallo Vision News, remembering A.J. Luke. See how UM students are celebrating the life of the Falcons basketball player.
And speaking out, the first woman to come forward with accusations against Roy Moore tells her story on national TV.
Plus, a prescription for a puppy? See why medical experts say owning a dog can be good for your health.
And demolishing the dome, Atlanta's iconic Georgia Dome is no more. Vallo Vision News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Vallo Vision News. I'm Alex Tejada.
And I am Monique O'Neill. Thank you so much for joining us.
The UM community is mourning the death of basketball player A.J. Luke. Students have created a memorial outside of A.J.'s dorm room on the 3rd floor of Peck Hall. This is what it looked like Monday afternoon. Students left handwritten notes, candles, and a drawing of A.J. A.J. was a sophomore mass communication major. According to the UM athletics department, A.J. was found dead in an Albany, Georgia hotel room Saturday. The men's basketball team had played against Columbus State the day before. According to the coroner, A.J. had a pre-existing medical condition and says he believes he died of natural causes. So far, there's no funeral arrangements. The candlelight vigil is scheduled for Monday night at 6 at UM's intramural fields.
In her first television interview, Lee Kaufman, who accuses Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore of sexually abusing her when she said she was 14 and he was in his 30s, said Moore laid out some blankets on the floor of his living room and proceeded to seduce her. Moore continues to deny all allegations, but he is falling behind in the polls less than a month from Election Day. Omar Jimenez has his very latest on this controversy.
I did tell people.
Lee Kaufman, the first accuser against Roy Moore, stepping in front of TV cameras for the first time. She says she's been talking privately about what happened for decades.
My friends knew. I spent a lot of time every time he came up railing against, him and what he had done to me when I was 14 years old.
But the White House legislative director says President Trump has concerns the allegations are almost 40 years old, though he also says if Trump didn't believe the accusations against Moore were credible, he'd be helping campaign in Alabama.
We are uncomfortable with the explanations that Roy Moore has given to date. So at this point, we think, though, it's best for the people of Alabama that all the information is in front of them for them to make the decision.
Thank you.
All this as Election Day slowly closes in, and many sitting senators are having to grapple with what a Moore win might look like.
We would have to seat him, but I hope we don't get there. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, and I hope that the voters of Alabama choose not to elect him.
Moore maintains he's innocent, despite accusations from multiple women.
Roy Moore denies these allegations and further says he does not even know you.
I wonder how many Mays he doesn't know.
In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
Alabama voters will head to the polls on December 12th to choose our state's next senator. You must be registered to vote by November 27th to participate in the election. We've placed a link to the form on the Vallo Vision News Facebook page.
U.S. Senator Al Franken is facing new sexual misconduct allegations. A woman says Senator Al Franken inappropriately touched her in 2010, telling CNN he grabbed her buttocks while taking a photo at the Minnesota State Fair. It is the first allegation of improper touching by Franken while he was in office. In a statement to CNN, Franken says he did not remember taking the photo with the woman and that he feels badly that she felt disrespected.
Actor Jeffrey Tambrin is leaving the show Transparent after being accused of misconduct. According to the website Deadline, which broke the news, the allegations against Tambor were made by two of his transgender colleagues. The 73-year-old said in a statement that the allegations are quote, simply and utterly untrue. Amazon Studios, which makes the show, is conducting an investigation.
Notorious cult leader Charles Manson has died. The California Department of Corrections says the 83-year-old passed away of natural causes on Sunday. Manson and his followers, known as the Family, were behind a string of gruesome murders in California in 1969. The attacks left 7 people dead, including pregnant actress Sharon Tate. He was serving a total of 9 consecutive life sentences and was denied parole 12 times. Last week, Gustav R., better known by his stage name Lil Peep, died while on tour in Arizona. His death is a suspected Xanax overdose, but it is believed that the pills were unknowingly laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. The artist suffered from mental illness and was outspoken about the issue, as well as being a fashion icon. There were a series of cryptic Instagram posts in the week leading up to his death, including the 21-year-old writing, "When I die, you'll love me." The Long Island native passed away exactly 3 months after the release of his debut album. Remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages.
Just search for Vallovision News on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more stories throughout the week. Still ahead on Vallovision News, the holidays are becoming more and more expensive. Find out how much money consumers in Alabama are predicted to spend this season.
Many students across the country and in Vallo deal with mental illnesses. I'm Jasmine Ray. Stay tuned to see how UM's Department of Counseling Services is doing something to lend a helping hand.
And robots can do a lot more than work on an assembly line. Coming up, see the footage of a robot giving gymnasts a run for their money. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Vallovision News. The University of Montevallo's Communication Studies program accepted a major national award over the weekend.
The National Communication Association selected UM's Comms program as this year's Rex Mix Program of Excellence. Comms faculty, students, and alumni attended the NCA convention in Dallas to accept their award. The faculty also gave a presentation about what makes their comms program unique. Get your turkeys ready. Thanksgiving is almost here. In observance of the holiday, UM will be closed Wednesday through Sunday morning. Students living on campus need to be checked out of their residence halls by 8 a.m. Wednesday. They may return to campus at 2 p.m. Sunday.
AAA says nearly 51 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles away from their home over the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. That's an increase of 3.3% over last year. This year marks the highest travel volume since 2005. Flyers are getting the best details. Round-trip ticket prices for the top 40 domestic routes are lower than they've been in 5 years. Still, 89% of all travelers, more than 45 million people, are planning to go by car.
The holiday season is officially here, and Alabamians are expected to spend more than ever this year on gifts and other holiday-related purchases. Shoppers in Alabama will spend more than $11.5 billion this year during the holiday shopping months of November and December. That's based on the Alabama Retail Association's predictions. According to the ARA, this year's holiday spending will be up 2% over 2016.
Honda is recalling about 800,000 Odyssey minivans because of the problems with the latch in their seats. Honda says the second seat can tilt forward after braking. If not, they're not properly latched after being adjusted or reinstalled. The recall includes vehicles made between 2011 and 2017. Honda says that 46 people received minor injuries because of the issue. The company is now trying to educate owners on how to properly latch seats until it comes up with a repair plan. Trader Joe's is recalling of some of its packaged salads. Officials with the company say there might be pieces of plastic or hard glass inside. They are white meat chicken salad, curry white chicken deli salad, and turkey cranberry apple salad. The products were sold across the country. According to the company website, the salads were not sold in Alabama. Trader Joe's says throw out the product or return it for a refund.
A recent study by the National Alliance on Mental Illness shows that 1 in 4 students has a diagnosable illness, but many of them don't seek treatment.
Vallovision News reporter Jasmine Ray shows us UM students can get assistance right here on campus.
Senior Communication Studies major Molly Boynton was 19 when she was diagnosed with major depressive disorder and borderline personality disorder.
I'd heard of things like depression and bipolar disorder before, but I hadn't heard of borderline personality disorder, and it was a learning experience because it comes with its own special set of rules that I hadn't even considered.
Boynton manages her illnesses with assistance from a therapist and a psychiatrist. However, the National Alliance on Mental Illness reports that 40% of students with mental illnesses don't get help.
Negative stigmas surrounding mental illness, like feeling as if no one will understand, are the main reason some students don't ask for help.
It's really easy to get caught up in not everyone's going through this, or I'm weird, or I'm abnormal, or something, but I would tell you you're normal.
UM's Director of Counseling Services, Josh Miller, says that issues he sees students coming in with range from everyday college problems to more significant mental health issues.
A lot of times people think that counseling is about the counselor telling you how to fix your life, but in reality it's about the counselor helping you make your life make a little bit more sense, and then empowering you to kind of make changes to fix some of the things that are going on in your life.
Whether it's anxiety, depression, or just needing someone to talk to, Counseling Services door is always open. Reporting for Vallo Vision News, I'm Jasmine Ray.
This is located behind the west side of Main Hall, next to the Aspire Trio offices.
More than 15,000 scientists signed a letter to all of humanity, and the message isn't good. It says that unless people change their habits, Earth will become unable to sustain life in the manner we know. A similar letter was issued by the science community 25 years ago. This follow-up letter notes that since that time, the population has grown up to 7.6 billion people. That's a 26% increase, and every other mammal, reptile, amphibian, and fish population declined by almost 30% during the same period. Scientists say there's still time to reverse the damage if we reduce waste, employ green technology, and establish nature reserves. Your dog could literally be saving your life. According to a new study, dog ownership is associated with a lower risk of cardiovascular disease and death. The biggest beneficiaries are for single people. Their overall risk of death dropped 33%, and their risk of cardiovascular-related death fell by 36%. That's compared to single individuals who did not own a pet. The study found that owners of hunting breeds like terriers, retrievers, and scent hounds got the most protection. But the study's senior author said that owning any dog was enough to reduce an owner's risk of death. Coming up on The Buzz, a woman turns her frustration with people touching her hair into a video game that's gone viral. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Vallo Vision News. Now it's time for The Buzz.
Elizabeth Reinhardt now joins us to talk about the stories we are buzzing about. Elizabeth?
Thanks, guys. Take a look at this. An implosion took the Georgia Dome Monday morning. When the dust cleared, two sections of the dome's outside walls were still standing. The lead demolition contractor says those sections will be mechanically demolished. The dome was home to the NFL's Atlanta Falcons for 25 years. It was the only facility in the world to host the Olympics, Super Bowl, and Final Four. Mercedes-Benz Stadium opened adjacent to the dome just in time for football season this year. Plans are underway to replace the dome with a hotel, parking, and green space. What do you guys think about the Georgia Dome being gone?
Well, I'm very impressed with the new stadium, but I'm sure that they could have used that maybe for Atlanta United Soccer,
Right.
maybe for Georgia Tech football. You know, there's a lot of stadiums I've seen that are in need of repair, and this was not one of them. It was still a very nice venue.
Right, and it was such an iconic stadium. I mean, so many famous events happened there. It's just kind of sad to see it go down.
Yeah.
A black woman tired of people touching her hair turned her frustration into a video game. Hair Gnaw is the brainchild of Momo Pixel. She said she designed it after she was tired of people putting their hands in her hair uninvited. The free computer game lets you design a character, then smack away as many hands as you can in 60 seconds. While the game is supposed to be fun and funny, it tackles an issue experienced by many black women. Pixel says she wants people to know how much of an invasion of privacy and personal space this is. She admits that she made the game difficult because she wanted to create a sense of anxiety, since that's what a hair gnaw moment induces. The game released last Wednesday and has gone viral. What do you guys think about this game?
I agree. Because when I have my hair out and people like come up and be like, let me touch your hair, I be like, I really don't want to tell you no, but no. Because you never know what people's hands mean before they come and touch your hair.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think that just because of my hair, it's other people's hair too.
Right.
Because as soon as your hair look cute, everybody want to touch it. It's like, look at it, that's what it's here for, not to be touched.
I think it's weird to go up to someone and even if you ask, like just ask to touch someone's hair, I think that's so strange.
It's not like it's a dog.
Right. And Justice League tops the box office this weekend, but the latest installment of the superhero series didn't make as much money as expected. It pulled in $96 million in just over 4,000 North American theaters. Despite winning the weekend, the debut was a disappointment for Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment. Justice League had the lowest domestic opening for any of the DC Extended Universe movies, but it did better overseas, taking more than $185 million in 65 global markets, and had the biggest weekend movie debut of all time in Brazil. In the number 2 spot was Wonder, an adaptation of an acclaimed children's novel, and Thor Ragnarok is still in the top 3 weeks after its release. Disney Marvel's biggest hit nearly made $22 million in North America and $24 million overseas, bringing its total global haul so far to just over $738 million. That is just crazy for a movie to bring in so much money internationally and in the United States, even though it was a disappointment. That's just a lot of money for it to be disappointing.
It's amazing to see what these comic superheroes have turned into. Like, this is just characters from a comic book, superheroes, and it's turning into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right, it is. And gymnasts around the world now have some competition. Check this out, a humanoid robot that can do backflips. Boston Dynamics, a robotics company, released this video of its Atlas robot last week. You can see it jump on a block, then do the flip. Atlas was originally created for the U.S. military to use. Technology firm SoftBank acquired Boston Dynamics earlier this year from Google's parent company, Alphabet.
Usually I'm scared when I hear about robots, but that's about the coolest thing I've ever seen a robot do.
That's really awesome, but it kind of reminds me of Sonny from iRobot, where he's going to start thinking and having feelings and emotion, and then he's going to be asking where he came from.
Yeah, it kind of worries me that they have robots that can do all these things, because then it makes me wonder what else are they going to set robots up to use, and then are humans going to be able to have jobs anymore, or are robots going to teach us in school? Like, it's just weird.
But it just shows the potential that they have for robot technology. You know, in the medical field, they're like for automobiles when there's such precise tasks. And then look at this robot, like he's incredible.
Right.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Finally this week, these 2 turkeys have a lot to be thankful for this year. The birds from western Minnesota will be pardoned by President Trump on Tuesday.
They are already in Washington, D.C., staying at the Wheeler Intercontinental Hotel as a prior tradition. The National Turkey Foundation is picking up the tab. After the pardoning, the birds will join last year's turkeys at Virginia Tech University to live out the rest of their lives. The turkey pardon tradition started in 1947 during the Harry Truman administration. It then faded away. President George H.W. Bush brought it back in 1989.
That's all the time we have for today's show. Remember, there's more campus and community news on our website.
Just head over to ValloVisionNews.wordpress.com to see stories from mass communication student reporters throughout the week.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in to Vallo Vision News again next week for our final newscast of the year.
For everyone here at Vallo Vision News, we hope you have a happy and safe Thanksgiving break.